Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be the watching games of the narcissist. Think about that for a minute, guys. If you like the content, please subscribe. So the watching games of the narcissist, these begin in the beginning of the relationship. Notice how the narcissist is always watching you. They're watching what you will tolerate of their behavior. In other words, the narcissist is always testing you. And in the beginning of the relationship, they're watching how you react. Notice I didn't use the word respond because they want you to react. And the narcissist, they're trying to control your emotions. They're trying to control what you do, how you behave, what you think. They're always watching you. This is why many times when you're in the narcissistic relationship, whether you know it or not, they are absolutely testing you. They're trying to see what works. And what may work today with you to get you to do what they want you to do, it may not work tomorrow. And they may have to go back to the drawing board and approach you from a different angle. In other words, maybe today they're playing the victim game and you're not biting. You're not believing that they're the victim. So tomorrow, what do? Maybe they give you a rage fit or blame you, blame shift. Who knows? But the narcissist is always watching you. When you're in the beginning of the relationship, they're watching how you tolerate their poor behavior. Perhaps you were triangulated early on in the relationship. Perhaps you were gaslit. Perhaps you were given the silent treatment and many other things that the narcissist does in the beginnings of these relationships and throughout the relationship, including the ending of the relationship. The narcissist is watching you. They were watching you throughout the whole relationship. And post-narcissistic relationship, they are also watching you when you least expect it. That's what a Hoover is. A Hoover is when the narcissist is trying to draw you back into the web of manipulation. And many times people fall for the Hoover. I've talked about that at length in recent videos. I won't go into that anymore here. What I'll say is the narcissist is watching you. They're always comparing themselves to you and virtually to everybody. They don't want you to succeed. Remember, the narcissist doesn't want you believing in yourself. That is an instrumental message to get across to you. Whether the narcissist, the person you were thinking of is a brother, sister, aunt, uncle, romantic interest, person in a community, organization, or group, the narcissist doesn't want you to succeed. You need to get that message loud and clear. They want you down in the mud with them. They believe that they are better than you, and they're watching to see your progress. Believe me when I tell you, they're watching to see what you're doing, who you are dating, how you're looking, if you've improved health-wise. They're watching you all throughout the relationship. Now let's go backwards. Remember, when you first met the narcissist, they most likely portrayed themselves to be one individual when in fact they were somebody else. We know that now. They were watching to see how long it would take you to catch on, how long it would take you to understand what narcissism is about, and in fact that they are a narcissist. Really understand the message here. The narcissist knows what they are doing. Many people ask, well, how can you prove that the narcissist knows what they're doing? It's very simple. If you were treated one way in the general public and treated completely different behind closed doors, there you go. There's an example right there. So in other words, if the narcissist or an individual is displaying poor behavior behind closed doors and they're not exhibiting that behavior to the general public, what are they doing? They're controlling how they treat you. This is an instrumental part to understand. But the narcissist is always watching you. They're watching your patterns, what you do, what you don't do. Let's say it's a neighbor. Well, the narcissist is your neighbor. They know what time you wake up. They know what time you go to work. They know what time you come home. They know how to disrupt your energy. And usually, what does the narcissistic neighbor do? They disrupt your energy whenever they can, when they can pinpoint you down. Perhaps you're going to the mailbox. Perhaps you're shoveling snow in the front driveway. Perhaps you're raking leaves. Who knows what you're doing? But the narcissist sees this as an opportunity. So yes, they're watching you. Another example would be, let's go back to the friendship. The narcissist struck up a relationship with you and they befriended you. And you were thinking that they were a kind, loving individual, much like yourself. In fact, nothing could be further from the truth. They're a narcissist. So what did they do? They watched how you treated other people. They watched perhaps that you loaned other people money, or that you gave them rides, or that you were there for them to support them in times of need. And then the narcissist glommed onto you and they said, wow, if you're doing this for these people, I can certainly manipulate you into doing this for me. That's exactly how many of these relationships begin. The narcissist is watching you. They're testing you. They're seeing what you will tolerate, what you won't tolerate. They're seeing if you are a people pleaser, if you are an empath. They're learning all about you. They're watching your movements. They're watching how you interact with others, which is another one. If you are an empath or a beautiful individual, and both are beautiful to be, then the narcissist was watching your energy. They were watching how you could walk in a room and the room would light up, it would glow. Why? Because you're abundant, you're beautiful. The narcissist saw this. They were watching you and they said, wow, this will be a perfect supply source for me for a period of time, and I'll extract as much of their energy, which is you watching the video. And again, thank you very much for being here. I will extract as much of their energy as long as I possibly can, and I'll keep them pining for me. I'll keep them working for me. I'll keep them doubting themselves. I'll keep them believing in me and the false mask that I wear. Why will I do this? Because I need to steal other people's energy. You see, the narcissist, I'm an energy vampire. I need to manipulate people into believing me, into believing the mask. And I take. When I'm done, that's right, I try to take more. That is exactly what the narcissist does. But they're watching what you do. Another example, let's say you have a lot of money. If you do, God bless you, that's great. But if you have a lot of money, the narcissist is going to claim that they don't have money, or that they need money, or you can afford to pay their bills, or you can afford to buy them a car, etc. Why? Because they're watching your lifestyle, they're seeing what you do and your accomplishments, and they believe that your money is their money. Play that again, it's a fact. The narcissist believes that because you have resources, in this case financial security, that they're entitled to it. Why? Because they believe they're better than you. They believe that your money is their money. They believe that their money is their money. See how this goes? This is how it is. The narcissist is always watching you. Now let's go post-narcissistic relationship. Am I insinuating that the narcissist is looking at you on social media or stalking or any of those things? No, I'm not. However, it's a possibility. People frequently create phantom accounts on social media platforms and look at other individuals' whereabouts, who they're with, what they're doing, how they're looking, their status, etc. The narcissist is a professional at this. That is why many people, understand this part, many people post-narcissistic relationship, they actually become their own detectives, if you will, and I do mean that, because they have to do work to figure out exactly what they need to do to benefit themselves, because the narcissist is spying on them, is sending them strange phantom texts, is sending them emails or phone calls or correspondence or posts or liking their posts, etc. This is how the narcissist is watching you again. Now, one more time, I'm not saying that everyone is a narcissist at all. I'm saying that when you least expect it, understand the narcissist, no matter where they are on the planet, they may be watching you. They're watching everybody because they want to crush people. They want to have other people believe that they are not worthy. They want other people to be doubting. They want other people to be looking over their shoulder, etc. That is a fact. The narcissist is watching. These are the watching games of the narcissist. Now, keep in mind, if the narcissist has new supply or many other forms of new supply, and I'm sure they do, they are probably satiated for a period of time. Until when? Until they get jaded and bored. And what does the narcissist like to do? They like to go back to former relationships. That's what they like to do because they are lazy. Remember that. And if the narcissist doesn't know that you've been healing, you've been working on yourself, you've been introspecting, that's why the narcissist many times will attempt to get you back. They'll try to hoover you back in. But if they do know that you're getting stronger, they do know that you're getting the education, they do know that you've blocked them and gone no contact and removed all flying monkeys and the people associated with them, then that is much more difficult for them to watch you. Basically, they can't. And that's when they go away and they disappear. Not all the time, but that is my hope. So the watching games of the narcissist, these continue on. From the minute you met the narcissist, they were doing reconnaissance about you, they were testing you. Classic example. You meet them, you're talking, you're striking things up, and they will throw things at you from left field. Like they'll ask you a question like, are you the jealous type? And you're like, what? Like, who would say that to me? A narcissist. Or they would say, yeah, I've always wanted to go to Tahiti. I've never had the opportunity, but it would be so nice to go. And you have some money, by the way. And you're like, well, hey, we can go. And then once you took a bite of that apple, then the expectations got higher and higher and higher. See what I'm saying? This is the moving goalpost. The narcissist always wants more, and more. And they want you to provide it for them. They want you to make them look better. They want you to make them feel good. They want you to financially support them. They're watching exactly what you're giving to them. And if it doesn't meet expectations, believe me, your replacement is right around the corner, because the narcissist is also doing what? They're watching other individuals who will turn out to be your replacement. That's what they do. They're always judging, they're always comparing, they're always looking for that next new shiny object in individuals. That is why they can't stay in long-term relationships. That is why every relationship with a narcissist, it doesn't end well. That is exactly why you must exit these relationships, the sooner the better. That is why you must place your energy into yourself and now not give the narcissist your energy. So the watching games of the narcissist, they are watching, believe me when I tell you. You may think they're not. You may think that they're just sitting on the couch on one of their 3 smartphones doing nothing, or sending out old smelly shoes to people from 15 years ago because they need supply. That's not what they're doing. What they're doing is they're watching to see what happens. Here's another example, the blocking, unblocking game. Let's say that you block the narcissist on social media, okay? They now know that. Then what did they do? Let's pretend that they blocked you. Okay, great. Then you're feeling strong and you unblock them. Well, lo and behold, within an hour of you unblocking them, what happened? They unblock you. What does that mean? It means they're watching you. It's exactly what it means. It's so simple. The same thing is your facial expressions, the way you move, the way you talk, the way you interact with others when you're in a relationship. They're looking at all of that and they're saying to themselves, if this person, which turned out to be you, is treating these people this good, I can certainly get a lot more out of that person than these people can. That's exactly why the narcissist is watching. And believe me when I tell you, it goes all the way down to the bitter end. When the aging narcissist is on their, let's say, they're aging and they're the narcissist, they're again watching to see who is giving them attention. They're watching to see if they can get supply from unsuspecting individuals. They do this all throughout their life. It doesn't matter. It could be on an airplane, on a bus, in a hospital bed, a neighbor. It can be a friend. It can be a coworker. Another one, let's take the business workplace, the narcissist there. This individual gives you work to do and it's Friday at 5 and they want this done by Monday at 8 o'clock. And you're like, wait a minute, it's the weekend. What's going on? I'm done. Well, they're watching to see what you're going to do. Is that project really necessary Monday at 8 o'clock? I doubt it. I really do. They're probably they're giving it to you to disrupt your weekend, number one. But number two is they're going to see if you do it. And what happens if you do it? Then next weekend, you're going to get the same thing. Like it's going to be twice the amount of work. What happens if you don't do it? Well, then Monday morning when you go to work, you're going to probably have a conversation with them and they will probably berate you, etc. You see, that's why these relationships don't benefit you. Using the illustration I just mentioned to you, it's not a good position to be in. You either get dumped all your work on your Friday at 5 and you do it, or you don't. Either way, you're not in a good spot, which tells me you need to leave that company. You need to start looking for other employment opportunities elsewhere. So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon. Remember, continue to focus on yourself. Continue to become awakened and aware and understand you are the priority. You are beautiful, abundant, amazing, and loved. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, bye, you guys.